Welcome to the world of exploration. Welcome to the world of learning. Let's start exploring. Let's start learning. This is your very own educator, teacher, philosopher, guru, guide, mentor, preacher, one and all. And this is the one-stop destination that is English Gurukul, the edifice or the Odyssey of education, right? In today's session, I would be carrying forward the session of Indigo, which is written by Roy Fisher, right? So in today's session, I'm going to be talking about the plot, right? So we are going to deal with plot. Now, the story Indigo highlights the condition of the poor sharecroppers or the poor yeomen, right? Or the poor peasants, right? Of the Champaran district. It portrays or delineates Gandhiji's fight for their upliftment or for their right, for the peasants' right. Whose right? For the peasants' right or for the peasants' upliftment. Clear? The Champaran district used to be governed by the Britishers. Indian tenants, so the Champaran district used to be governed by the Britishers, by our colonizers, right? By our colonizers. Wait a second. By our colonizers. Indian tenants worked on the lands of the rich landlords. So we get to see that how Indian tenants, they are working on the lands of the rich landlords. So they did not possess these lands, rather they were working for this the landlords, for these landlords. All right. So these landlords were the ones who were rich and they were Britishers. And they were Britishers, right? The Champaran district had the most suitable land for growing crops. So therefore, this region was selected. So therefore, this district was selected, right? Champaran was a district in Bihar, right? Had the most suitable land for growing crops. These peasants had to grow 15% of indigo and surrender the entire crop after harvesting as rent to these rich landlords. So as we know that landlords, because they possess land, they are supposed to be rich. And these are the Britishers. These were the Britishers. Clear? On the other hand, 15% compensation was demanded from the suppressed peasants when the German quality of synthetic indigo came into the picture. So when German quality, that means when German synthetic, so herein we get to see German synthetic indigo was grown. And when it came into the picture, now they were not gaining the profit that they earlier used to make, right? So because they were not having that kind of profit that they earlier used to get, now the things were getting hard for them, and therefore they demanded they demanded whatever profit they could make from the Indian poor peasants or from the Indian poor yeomen and from the Indian poor yeomen. Peasants are, yeah, the sharecroppers, right? So it could be peasants, it could be yeomen, or it could be sharecroppers. They're all the same, right? Then we move on to give me a second, let me just erase this. Yeah. So we are now going to head on towards the plot, right? And when we move on towards the plot, we get to see that how a sharecropper named Rajkumar Shukla went to Gandhiji for his help in this regard. Gandhiji agreed to help him. He met only, he met many influential people who could have provided some means of help in this matter. Gandhiji reached Champaran to help the poor peasants and to provide justice to them. He had to face many humiliations, but he was finally successful in helping out the peasants. Um, he also paved the way for their education, for the health and hygiene. He guided them to fight for their rights and self-sufficiency. So in the previous session, we have studied about all these points. So I don't feel the need to elaborate, but still I'll elaborate for you people out there who were not there in the previous session. I'll just give a recap, right? So a sharecropper named Rajkumar Shukla went to Gandhiji to, seek his help in this regard, in this matter. Gandhiji agreed to help him. He met many influential people who could have, who could have provided some means to help in this matter. So he approached influential people because Gandhiji was a leader himself, and he was influential. He was a pivotal figure. He was an influential figure. He was basically a motivator, right? And in nowadays we call influencers, and he was a kind of an influencer at that point of time. So he had gone to influential people so that he could influence or persuade them. Gandhiji reached Champaran to help the poor peasants. So now Gandhiji reached where? Champaran district, to help the poor peasants and to provide justice to them, to help the poor yeomen, to help the poor sharecroppers, to help the poor peasants, and to provide justice. Justice should not be denied, right? So justice should be granted to them. It's their right. He had to face, and in this process, Gandhiji had to face many humiliations as well. So, but he was finally successful because he was determined, as I have spoken in the previous session before, in helping out the peasants. So he was successful in helping out the peasants. He also paved the way for the education, for their education, for health, for hygiene, for their sanitation purposes, which I've spoken in the previous lecture as well. So he guided them to fight for their rights and self-sufficiency. That means self-reliance, that I have spoken in the previous lecture as well, right? Now, we'll move on to the theme. We'll move on to the theme. What's happening? Yeah. So the theme being, the story focuses on the theme of effective leadership. So we are talking about leadership, about Gandhiji. So we, in yesterday's session also, we talked about how Gandhiji's uh, persona was had an aura, right? His personality, his persona had an aura. So very nice. Persona had an aura. So yeah, he was someone who was looked up, looked up to. So his golden words were, be the change you want to see in the world. So you have to be the change that you want to see. For that, you'll have to work hard. For you guys out there, for 12th, all the 12th out there, you have to work hard, you have to study hard, you have to study smart, and you have to win in this battle, right? It's a battle of examination, right? So it's a just battle of competition too. So it's a just that solution for many problem without causing any harm to anyone was because of effective leadership. So it's just that the solution for any problem without causing harm. So it's suggested that you can actually when we talk about any problem, we tend to think that it could if we found and if we try to find any sort of solution, it might cause some harm to anyone. But he actually finds he actually finds out that the solution for any problem was that you are not supposed to cause any harm, right? So without causing any harm was because of his effective leadership. So it was because of effective leadership, right? Is that clear? Now, then it suggests that the story justifies the problems faced by the peasants, the poor people, the poor peasants. The route Gandhiji chose to deal with them to solve the sufferings was in a non-violent way. So it was a non-violent way that he chose his path. So this path was not at all easy, but still he chose this path. He chose this road. The road wasn't easy, right? Obviously, he got stuck into a lot of traffic jams, but still he was able to come out of it, right? Because of the patience that he had and the courage that he showed. The story states that that the fight for any social cause never goes unpaid. So the story states or showcases that there's this fact that if you're fighting for any social cause, uh, you know, if you're fighting for any social cause, uh, then it will never go in vain, right? It will never go in vain, or it will never be a wasteful endeavor, right? All right. So, in the next session, I'll be discussing the characters. For now, this is it. Sukriti Joshi ma'am signing off. I hope you liked this lecture. I hope you liked my series, and you can go on my courses and you can have a look at my courses. So I have made the courses for CBSE class 12, which is a separate course, and for CBSE class 11, which is a separate course. You can go and have a look. You can just check out and reach out to us on the given number. And you can, for enrolling yourself into the paid batch, you can reach out to us, right? On the given number, you can just give a call, and you can reach out to us by calling us, by knowing more about the course, and you can reach out to us. So that's a free course for now. But if you want a paid one, in which we will be, we will be having live classes, and you can solve your doubts, whatever queries or whatever questions you might be having, or we would be having one-to-one. We can have a one-to-one session as well. So I would be covering a lot of things. It would be a different, you'll be getting PDFs, you'll be getting slides, so you don't need to worry about anything. There would be a proper group, you'll be added into it, and then you'll be getting videos, and whenever I go live, you'll be notified, right? So with having said that, I hope you liked my lecture, and definitely you'll love my lecture. Till then, we should all stay motivated. We should always be in that fervor of improving ourselves. And till then, let's all keep learning. Till then, let's all keep growing, blooming, blossoming, and stay connected and stay tuned, right? All right, having said that, let's wrap this session. So I'll wrap this session now. Thank you.